right? A couple weeks ago, we talked about who should be in Retribution when Retribution kind of first started showing up on Raw and SmackDown. Since we talked about this a couple weeks ago, we've gotten a fair bit more information about Retribution via what they've done on the shows, via news reports and insider reports, and via what we've seen on the screen. So I want to talk about just kind of update where we were at. Just a quick rehash of who we did. I said, and I still believe Apollo Crews is the leader of Retribution. And then I named
he's
him
going
up
to be
other
on
names.
that until they finally reveal otherwise.
I'm going to be on it forever. It is what it is. James, who was your Retribution? I forget. Can you just quickly?
I said
You said CM Punk, right?
I said CM Punk is the theory. Now I think the E's been trolling us because for that, but
we'll get to that. I just wanted to kind of remind everyone where we're at, and then Alex, you had...
leader. I'll take up for leader.
Yeah,
okay.
I think my leader. I was kind of back and forth between either Drake Maverick or Tommaso Ciampa as leader.
That's right. I just want to kind of see where we're at. So we've gotten some information. So let me read off some of the information we've gotten over the weeks.
Okay.
And we'll kind of update ourselves, update YouTube, update Twitch. Hey Twitch and YouTube and Mr. McMahon. Thanks for watching. So we've seen images of Vanessa Bourne in the group. As you know, that was one of the earliest ones.
That makes sense.
We don't know for sure that any particular person's in the group. They could just be body doubles or standing in because they still have the WWE sort of bubble where they have to have limited performers in and out. So we saw Vanessa Bourne early on. Last Monday we saw 3 people, and it was kind of confirmed. One of them was being Mia Yim. She was the woman who spoke with the thing. And then Dominic Dijakovic as well. He also spoke with the voice modulator.
He was the one in the center. He was the one in the center.
Yeah, and he was the one speaking. But we also saw a glimpse of Mojo Rawley as well.
Oh!
So I don't know about that. But he was standing next to Dijakovic. Yeah, I mean, you could tell it was him. So he was standing next to Dijakovic. It's unclear who the other 2 figures because there's 5 of them in total. Because the one woman who was next to Mia Yim was not Vanessa Bourne because she was shorter like Mia Yim is. Or it could have been Vanessa Bourne crouching.
Could have been crouching, yeah.
And then there was one guy to, I think, the right of Dijakovic. So Mojo Rawley was on the left. My left. So that's the viewer's right. So left, right.
Adam Cole.
To the right of Dijakovic, who was even taller than he was.
Oh.
So I was unsure of who
But
that
definitely not
was.
Apollo Crews.
No, Apollo Crews in the background somewhere.
Well, they're going the route of aces and eights.
Yeah.
Who I thought that guy might have been, it might have been the guy who stands outside the door for Raw Underground.
Oh, that'd be a nice.
Yeah, the tall brother. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's the person under the mask is like a taller black gentleman. I don't think it's Titus O'Neil.
No.
Just
could be. We haven't seen.
It could be Titus O'Neil, but I feel like this gentleman's skin is darker than Titus O'Neil's skin is. As much as I hate to start
right. No, I got
describing
you.
people.
No. I feel you. I understand.
Right. We're gonna start
as the black man here. I got no problem with you saying.
Yeah, but it looked like.
I got you.
It looks different. The person looked different from Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, I feel you. I know.
And I know there's like there's a former basketball player in the PC, so it could be that person.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember the name, but I'm thinking if it's anybody, it might be that person. I do want to quickly interject just to say the fact that you mentioned that one of them might be Mojo Rawley makes me kind of happy because it alleviates the worry that I've had about this since Monday and some of the recent news came out about it. And
what?
Well, whoa.
Okay, I'm sorry,
no. I'll let you talk. I'll see my thought. I just had a thought in my head.
Because
hold on.
Well, okay. One of the worries that I've had, especially after Monday night and with everything else going on, I'm worried that this is just I'm worried that this is just an excuse to set some sort of quote unquote faction for a few NXT people to get called up to the main roster, and that was kind of a worry that I had, like when we.
You're worried it's a Nexus
right, like
repeat?
that's all that it was. Like it's because we think back to a couple weeks ago or whatever, two or 3 weeks ago, we discussed who we thought was in Retribution, and all the names that we can't. Like I was going off of NXT stuff just because I had that was at that time I had that kind of worry that that's all it was, but like you especially Chris, you were coming up with names based off of like people already on the main roster that had a reason to be in this group. And I think even at the end of it, we were kind of like, oh well, it probably won't be any of that, and that's why like I've been
right. We had agreed it's probably NXT
and I'm like,
people.
that's the thing that's got me most worried. Like the only person out of this group that seems like they would have a reason to be in this group, at least based on our logic from a couple weeks ago, would be Mojo. Because like you look at how Mojo was booked, and you look at like how he's been going. Like he had the whole breakup angle with Zack Ryder. And then like he just
Zack is gone.
He never got a singles push. He did that broken mirror thing for a couple of weeks, and I think Dijakovic actually referenced, which I caught. He referenced like the start and stop gimmicks, and I was thinking, oh well, that's Mojo, right? Because we've started and stopped his gimmicks a couple times.
So it's like if
Vanessa Bourne makes sense because she's been called up and has been used. She's like,
and like I said, we saw her at least definitely under the mask.
Yeah.
When the night that they came and did a chainsaw to the ring.
Yeah, that was probably her.
Now again, just because we saw her, it just could be because she was available, and that's why they.
But her reasoning could be, hey, I've come up here and and I have been used for months. No, I've been sitting around and nothing's happening.
Well, I mean, the point I was making there, because we've also seen like really tiny goobers run around and be Retribution. It's kind of like a
placeholders. I think they're placeholders.
A discount Dark Order type thing with all their minions. Like, and who knows? Retribution might still have that, although they seem to just confirm that Retribution's a 5-man or a 5-person stable based on the promo on Monday night.
So I mean that.
Oh, and that reminds me of one final detail that Retribution's going to be exclusive to Monday nights.
That has
Monday night.
That has me on a whole other rant.
Yeah, they're not
because it's like,
anymore.
well, what was the point of setting them up on both? What was the point of setting them up on both on both brands? Was it just to give this chaos for like 3 weeks or whatever?
Chris's theory about Apollo Crews being the secret leader behind it, because and then this kind of follows. This actually kind of reminds me of the storyline between Aces and Eights, where you remember Bully Ray is the de facto leader, Aces and Eights, and they told him he's just the swerve where he gets beat up, then suddenly. Eventually, he does the swerve later down the line. I think that they might be going that route. But the thing, like I said, Mojo at Dijakovic, I think that works. The Mia Yim one, I'm not sure about. I don't know why the reason she would be there, unless she just wants to make the world burn and she don't care. She's just messing.
To be honest, Mia Yim and actually Dijakovic both kind of confuse me. Not that Dijakovic is like. I want to see more Dijakovic because I love him.
Yeah, I do too.
But
the thought that came into my...
He's never been mistreated on NXT,
no.
I don't think.
No.
I mean, other people have been pushed ahead of him, even though he's been there longer.
Maybe that's the only thing.
Maybe see.
Yeah, he's mad because other people have been put ahead of him and been called up ahead of him. He's never had a chance to prove himself.
When I think of underutilized talents on all 3 brands, I don't think of Dominic Dijakovic that much. Although, I mean, he's been dealing with injury concerns the last couple months too.
Yeah. So we have that, but there was a thought.
Maybe I'm talking myself into it because now I'm thinking about it. What has he done besides Keith Lee? And I realized nothing.
He hasn't.
Okay, I'm talking myself into it. Okay.
You're on board with it now?
But the thought that popped into my head though, was it earlier, is what if they wanted to make Keith Lee the de facto, the secret leader behind it?
I like that.
I could dig that.
Because that would fit with Dijakovic as in it. It would fit with Mia Yim as in it because they did Mia Yim as kind of like his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're doing girlfriend, but they were guy and girlfriend.
I think they're actually dating, and I think
they've referenced in some
way. Okay. Then Keith Lee goes up a notch in my belt already with that. So I didn't like Keith Lee,
and that's why they did that thing with the Gargano dinner thing.
If they're dating in real life, I give Keith Lee props. Good for him. And so that's why Keith Lee is there. So that they could be setting up to down the line for Keith Lee to turn heel and become he's the power behind them and everything.
That would be pretty awesome, actually.
And that would be a great, honest with you, that would be fantastic. They did that way because he could play both. And so that's what popped into my head. And I would, and now here's the problem. Am I giving WWE too much credit? Because that would be a fantastic swerve. Now that's long-term planning.
Fantastic. Like his quote-unquote best friend and his girlfriend are both in the faction.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I don't know if Dajko was actually his best friend.
They played it up in
NXT. They played as frenemies.
They played it up in NXT.
Like frenemies. They're like a friendship born from battle. You know, they respect each other because they fought each other for so long. They respect each other over that. So, but yeah, so that is something. Like I said, am I giving WWE too much credit? They don't do that long-term type planning like that now. Maybe it just was 20 years ago. Maybe. But
keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on, though. But yeah, so yeah, I think, like I said, we're getting it now. I'm happy about the Retribution actually having a mission statement now. At least we know what they're about now, so we have a much better sense of now this is the reason why we're doing now. Like I said, this just fleshing out how they're going to reveal
the riot. Not the rioting is the wrong word. If we can move past the juvenile, we're taking over the show and destroying a thing. That would be great because it makes.
Now I want to see. Now I want to see people that targeting people. Now I want to see.
Yeah,
aside from
who are they targeting
people, which was their MO before.
Who are they going after?
Maybe pick someone who's like unjustly pushed or something. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, like they go after Rollins. Rollins
is also a heel, so I don't think. But maybe something like the Viking Raiders and Street Profits.
The Viking Raiders or Street Profits, something like that. Yeah. Go after people they feel that have been put ahead they feel over them and they don't feel deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Like that. If you like bring Dana Brooke out and she get beat up or something like that. Right. I hate to say that, but that's like Lana and Natty getting jumped. Everything like that.
Yeah.
You could go that way. Or Mickey James getting beat up in the back. They could say you're past your prime.
Would be a logical target as someone undeserving.
They feel they're feeling toward as undeserving.
I think that's what's so great about this. Like that's one of the great things about this storyline for some of the ups and downs we've had is the fact that there's plenty of possibilities of what they could do, you know?
That makes sense now. Remember, I asked a couple of weeks back. If you go back, I asked about why did they jump Dominic and Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. I think
Dominic would be the perfect candidate for their feeling that he's being pushed over them because he's the son of Rey Mysterio and he's his son and he's getting all the big
they can do that transition.
thing. They're getting he's getting this push with Seth Rollins fighting the Messiah. What have you done to get that? Oh, and then they could be attacking him because of that. They feel, he doesn't deserve to be in this spot. Oh, just because you're the son of Ray, you haven't earned anything. Bam! Mm-hmm. That's a story right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And actually, that makes a lot more sense. You can translate from Seth Rollins to them targeting him, and you can move from there. Yeah, that works. Shoot, WD, if you're watching, Vince, if you're watching, go there. That's right there.
Mr.
McMahon, if you're watching, there we go. I just made your story the Survivor Series right there.
I love it. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. You know, and this is why I was hoping we could touch base on this again because it's like, okay,
something we'll definitely keep an eye on and I'm sure keep talking about as we go on.
I think the promo they did on Monday was a lot. I would say it was a lot better than the last 2 to 3 weeks of them either randomly attacking people or not even being on the pay-per-views.
Yeah, it was fine once, but now that we have something more substantial, I think it works better.
So that's the other. I mean, that's the only.